I'm just going to wait for Jonah to stop drinking so loudly. He picked the exact moment when I clicked record to have a really long drink. And you can probably hear it, so I'm just going to wait until he stops doing that. Are you finished? Yeah? Do you want to come lie down? Anyway, after that chaotic start to the podcast, I might decide to introduce myself. Welcome to episode 7 of Tales of Yarnia. This is my podcast all about knitting, crocheting, and all the crafty things in Cheltenham, which is where I live with my other half Jimmy and our big silly Labrador Jonah, who just seems to be making so much noise and won't settle today, so I don't know if you can hear him wandering around and licking the floor. But that's what he's doing at the moment. So yeah, my name's Hannah. I think I already said that. But I'm known as yarniadesigns on Instagram and Ravelry. So make sure you follow me there to get updates on new podcast episodes and different designs that I'm working on and just general crafty goodness. You can also like the video and subscribe to my channel to get updates on when I've put out a new episode, if you're interested in that. And I would really appreciate if you like videos, if you want to, because it does help my channel sort of get more sort of in the suggestions area on YouTube, I think. So that would really help me out. What else did I want to say? Welcome to any new viewers. I've been a bit chaotic at the start of this episode. I don't know if I'm normally like that, but that's what's happening this week. I'm so glad that you decided to give my podcast a try, and I hope you stick around and enjoy the content. And also, welcome back to any returning viewers. I really appreciate you coming back and watching more and more episodes, because I'm really enjoying chatting to you all. So, yay! Right, so on to the first thing I really want to talk about. I'm just going to have some coffee first. Yeah, I'm just going to have some coffee out of my bucket, which Wendy called my big mug of coffee. So Wendy is my friend who is the dyer behind Moonflower Yarns, and she told me she laughed so much at my giant coffee mug and said that I was drinking out of a bucket, which I wouldn't be averse to if it was filled with coffee. So yeah. Right, so on to the first thing. I wanted to let you all know about the Galactic Rainbow Shawl release. I'm just wearing it now. This is the Galactic Rainbow Shawl. It's my first shawl design, which will be released on the 8th of March. So I think that is next Thursday. Yeah, I think it's next Thursday, 8th of March. This will be available on Ravelry, but also, really excitingly, it was a collaboration with Leon Alexander Yarns, and they are going to have some really amazing kits available, which will include all of the yarn you need, a tiny bit more than you need, but it won't be 100 gram skeins, so that you're not left with loads of yarn left over. So it's 3 different colours that you need if you did want to knit the shawl, and they're going to have little bundles with coordinating colours together, and it'll include just the right amount of yarn with a little bit left over to allow for different people's gauge, and then also it will include a copy of the pattern, so that you've got everything you need to just get going apart from the needles. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. It's my first shawl design to be released, and it's brioche, or sections of brioche in it. So I'm going to take it off. This is how I like to wear it, with the middle brioche section just sort of over the top of this for a bit of a contrast. So I'll take it off and show you exactly what it looks like. Excuse me, Jonah. I'm just gonna have to stand up. Right, so it is pretty long shawl. Don't know if you can see it all here. But so this is the main big brioche section. So the section, I'll talk you through the colourways. This sort of, it's just like a tonal, more of a tonal blue, is called Winter Night. The contrasting blue in the brioche with the speckles of sort of like a rusty orange and a pink, some purples and whites. That one is called City of Lights. And then the other one, which I have only used in this little brioche section here, is that was like all you need for that one is like a mini skein of any mini skein that you've got, and this one is Je ne sais quoi by Leon. All of this is Leon Alexander yarns, and I'm just in love with the colours. They are so vibrant and bright and just so fun to work with. They've got so many different colourways that coordinate really well together. So the way I knit the shawl, it starts at one end with these with the tiny little triangle corner, and then you have a couple of brioche sections and fading, and I don't want to give too much away, but you don't end up with too many stitches on the needle because it's quite a narrow, long shawl. You can wrap it around a couple of times when you wear it so that it stays really cosy, but you don't end up with masses and masses of hundreds of stitches on the needle at the end when you come to bind off. So I really liked that. I just absolutely love it. I know I'm sort of tooting my own horn a bit there, but I'm just so excited, and I can't wait to see what colours people choose to knit theirs. Because you wouldn't have to do a really bright one, you could do one with really muted colours, and that would be really interesting to see as well. But I am a fan of the really bright in-your-face colours sometimes. So yeah, 8th of March, I'm releasing that. I'm not going to put it on again now because it's quite warm in here. We've had the heating on full blast, so because of all the snow outside. I don't know if you've heard, if you're not in the UK, but we've got a bit of sorry, it's true. We've got a bit of a snowstorm at the moment outside. So really windy, really snowy, and it's really cold and bittery. Bittery? That's not even a word. Jonah's got way too much energy today. I think he's been really excited by the snow. So he's making quite a lot of noise. Sorry about that. Yeah. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say about the shawl. As well as the kits, it is going to be available on Ravelry if you just want to buy the pattern, and it's going to be, I'm going to have it 20% off the full price for the first week. There won't be a discount code needed. It'll just automatically be 20% less for the first week, and then I'll go up to full price. So yeah, just to let you all know about that. The other thing that I'm wearing, which is me made, that's me made is my herbarium sweater. So I think I did show this off on the podcast in one of the earlier episodes, but we have had quite a few new subscribers since then. So this is the herbarium sweater by Nadia Cretin-Le-Chen. It's a pattern on Ravelry. It is a paid for pattern, but I would say it's well worth it. It uses fingering weight yarn, and I used Quince & Co. I think it's Lark. I think it's Quince & Co. Lark is possibly their fingering weight yarn in the Frost colourway, and it's so squishy. I absolutely love it. It's really warm, and I love this texture on the front. Absolutely love it. This is just one of my go-to sweaters. Just throw it on, goes with everything. Yeah, so yeah, on to the next section. I haven't got any FOs this week. A lot of my time has been, like knitting time, has been taken up with a sort of secret design I'm working on, which I can't talk about until probably July. So that's all I can really say about that. But just bear that in mind when I show you what I have been working on and how little progress there's been. Jonah, no. Can you lie down, please? Can you lie down? Hey, go lie down. Determined to disrupt this episode. Right, so on to the first work in progress. I've shown this a couple of times before. I'm still plugging away on it, and it's my Zweig sweater. So, good boy. He's just lied down. Right, so here we go, my Zweig sweater. This is a pattern by Caitlin Hunter. I'm sure most of you will have seen this before. It's been taking over the knitting world by storm, and I had to jump on the bandwagon and have a go at it. So as you can see, I'm past the lace section, and this little stitch marker is showing where I was up to last time I podcast, so I haven't done that much. So if you can see, that's where I was. I've done maybe 2 inches since I last podcast on this, but I'm in that textured section now, so this is now my go-to knitting for watching TV and all that. Just really relaxing sort of knit at the moment, one that I don't really have to think about too much, apart from marking off when I need to next do the little cable rows. So yeah, the yarn, if you haven't seen my previous episodes, I did go over it, but I'll just quickly say the main blue colourway is by Travel Knitter, and that's in a one-of-a-kind colourway. And the contrast colour I've used for the lace and some of the colour work is by Fondant Fibre, and that's in the Jasmine Scented Evening colourway, which is absolutely gorgeous. And it's really soft, that one as well, because it's the MCN base. I'm hoping this bunching, as I said last time, I'm hoping the bunching here will stretch out or just even out when I block it. Hopefully it will. I know people have been talking about colour dominance recently. I know Ellie of Skein Deer Knits, I was watching one of her recent podcast episodes, and she talked about colour dominance, and I'm still not too clear what it means. I'm not sure whether that's what's happened here, where I've accidentally held one colour tighter than the other, but I'm not sure how I would have done that, because the way I've knit colour work so far, if it's my first colour work project, is I've had both strands of the yarn over one finger, like just separated by my knuckle, which is it's the same way that Ellie happens to do it from Skein Deer Knits, and she's, I think, like the queen of colour work or something. So I'm not sure how I've managed to do that, but maybe, I don't know. I'm just a weird knitter. So hopefully that will block out. I mean, it does go flat when I stretch it, so I'm not sure. But yeah, if anyone's got any ideas or opinions on that, please let me know. Just comment in YouTube or message me on Instagram or Ravelry. I'll be really happy to hear from you. So yeah, really enjoying that. Just got to keep going on the body, and hopefully it'll eventually knit itself, and then I can wear it whilst it's still cold. Yes, one thing I did want to show you, which I've got on here, is a new little progress keeper I've got from Wendy, my friend, who is the dyer behind Moonflower Yarns. So it's this little focus. It's this little, it's like a little glass bauble with like little crystals inside, which are a bit sparkly. And the really cool thing about this is that it actually glows in the dark. Sorry, please focus. Camera, please. It glows in the dark. So I'm just going to try and get it to do that for you. You have to charge it with a light first. So I've got a big torch here. And I'm just going to charge it up, and then hopefully, because it's pretty dark today, hopefully it will show up on the camera, which is really exciting. Okay, so as you can sort of see, it's now glowing. Ooh, it's glowing in the dark. And that's not like completely in the dark either, so it's so cool. Before that was just like blue crystals, now it glows. So cool. I'm trying to like block out as much of the light as possible so that you can see, but how cool is that? So yeah, I just wanted to show you that because I'm having quite a lot of fun with it. So yeah, so I'm not sure when she's going to have those in her shop. She might have them in already, but I wouldn't have thought it would be too long. If you're interested in one, then I would just give her a message on Instagram. I think she's Moonflower Yarns on Instagram. I'll include a link to her shop in the show notes, which are just in the down bar. And yeah, hopefully you can find her on there. Right, the next thing I've been working on was a bit of a spontaneous cast on yesterday, and it's not really gone the way I planned. I decided I've got basically 2 skeins of this really bulky 100% alpaca. So this is the grey colour, which is some yarn I think my sister got me from Peru when she went travelling in South America last year, and it's super bulky, so you can sort of see like how thick that is. So I've got 1 skein of grey, I think it's 125 grams, 1 skein of orange, I think it was called Wool of the Gods, can't remember, but I couldn't find it online, and neither could my mum. My mum got some as well, so I'm not sure if you'd be able to get it unless you're in Peru and you happen to see it. So yeah, but I decided I wanted to use them to make a cushion cover, because it's like such a thick, cozy yarn. I thought it would make like quite a good cushion cover because it'd be so thick and like quite you know, sturdy. So I found a pattern on Ravelry, a free pattern, which you use to sort of make a big, you basically make a big rectangle which then you seam at the sides and it buttons up. I can't remember what the pattern's called, but I'll include it in the show notes. But I'm not really doing it justice in this podcast because I've sort of failed at this because I've not got enough yarn to finish it. So I'm gonna have to rip it out and find something else to do with it. I underestimated how much yarn it would use, or I overestimated how much yarn I have, because on the ball band for this yarn it doesn't say how many yards you get, so I sort of estimated it might be maybe 100 yards, which would just about be enough to do this, but it's working out it is not enough at all. So yeah, I'm gonna have to unfortunately rip it out. I only started it yesterday, and so it's only one day of knitting that I'm having to undo. But I did really want it to be a cushion because it's so squishy and big and soft. So I don't know. Does anyone have any ideas on what the best thing to make with 100% alpaca is? I would ideally like it to be something like homey, like, I don't know, maybe it's not big enough to be a blanket. What can you do with like 250 grams of super bulky weight yarn? Tell me. Tell me in the comments, please. Because I really want to make this into something cool for the house, but I don't know what to make. Could it be, can you do wall hangings out of yarn? I don't weave yarn, so I don't know. I haven't got a loom or anything like that, so I can't do that. And I don't really want to start doing that. Yeah. Please give me ideas. What can I do with this yarn? Because it's gorgeous. I just don't have enough of it to make the cushion. So, yeah. Right, so yeah, that's that. And I was using 8mm needles from my interchangeable set. The, what are they? Knit Pro Symphonies, I think. So yeah, the cool coloured ones that are wooden. But yeah, that's the biggest size I have in my set. So I probably should have been doing it on a 10mm, which I'm not sure what these sizes are in US terminology, but I think I should have been a bigger needle size than that. Maybe then it would have, no, I don't think it was, even then I don't think it'd be enough yarn to make the cushion cover, but yeah, it will sit how it is until I find the right project for it. Yeah, so next thing I've been working on is going to be, I've gone back to my crochet granny stripe blanket after, I think it was it last episode I said I probably should work on it if I want to have a blanket at some point. So I thought, well, yeah, I should probably just work on it then. And it's been really relaxing working on it. And I've sort of, I think, I'll show you in a second what I've been doing with the colours, but let me just have my coffee. So, right, just do that so I'm not pulling at the ball. Just take a crochet hook out. So this is it folded up at the moment, but you can sort of see what I've been doing with the colours. So this is where I started, and I was just sort of picking random colours, and I was only doing one colour, like one line of each colour, and then I saw other people doing 2 lines of colour, like 2 different, why can't I speak, 2 lines per colour. God, it's supposed to be simple. Right, anyway, so yeah, I thought it was looking a little bit too busy here and a bit too mishmash. So up here I started using, like continuing the colour for an extra line. I don't think I did there, but I don't think I had enough of that one. But you can sort of see up here I've then just been carrying on a bit more. And up here, I've been trying on probably the last 3 or 4 colours. Yeah, from this one, I've been trying to sort of fade them a bit. So I just get this out a bit. Might be a bit easier to show you. So yeah, here. So yeah, from this sort of pinky one, I've then been sort of picking out one colour from that yarn and making sure that one colour is in the next yarn that I pick. So although it's not like really fading, it's just sort of continuing the colour themes a bit. So yeah, I'm really liking how that's working. So I feel like this project is just a big experiment in colour. Started out a bit crazy at one end, and now it's become a bit more, I don't know, I've thought about it a bit more. And I really like the way this whole area is working up. Yeah, so I think I've only added on maybe 3 or 4 colours since I last showed it to you, but I just wanted to show you what I've been working on. So I think that one is a Kate Celine one of a kind colour. Don't know what it would be called. This one here is Sushi by A Fine Fish Yarns. And I love that colourway. You can just sort of see it's got little bits of grey and pink, little splashes of colour. And then after that one, I've gone into this one with the greens and the purples. That one is Beehive Yarns in the Take the A Train colourway. And then the one which I'm on now, which you can probably see more up here. So with the black and the orange and the pink here, that one is Moonflower Yarns. I don't know what was the colourway for that. I'll try and write it on the screen because I can't remember what the colourway name is. But that one's Stellina as well. Can you see the sparkles? A little bit. But yeah, I'm really loving this. And I love it when it's all rolled up or folded up as well, because then it just feels so cozy, because I've made it long enough that it'll go over our king size bed. Sorry, wide enough that it'll go over, that it will eventually cover our king size bed. So this is it folded in half. So that's half of it. Yeah, so yeah, it's so squishy. I love it. Right, so that's been taking, well, that's just sort of, I'll stick on a podcast and just maybe do half a row on that, because it takes quite a long time. I think it's taking me, it must be about half an hour of concentrating to do just one line, one row on that blanket. So I can't even think how many hours I've spent on it so far and how many more I need to spend on it until it becomes a blanket. But I'm really enjoying it, and I just love looking at it as well. When I'm working on it, I'll just stop and look at all the colours, be like, I really love how it's working up. So yeah. Right, one more whip to show you, and that is one I only started this morning. I think, is the last episode when I showed off the baby hats that I've been making for a couple of people at work who are going to be having babies soon. Well, this is one of them that I made, and I think it was using the Easy Peasy newborn sock hat pattern, which is on Ravelry. Check out my previous episode for the full details. Actually, I might include it in the show notes as well, so try that first. But yeah, I made this little hat, and I decided I wanted to make some little baby socks to go along with it. So what I've started now is, a little baby sock. Oh, needle's going crazy. Hang on. Oh, just got a mind of their own. Right, anyway, so yeah, this is the little sock. So it has this ribbed cuff. Might help if I tell you what the pattern is. I think it's just called Baby Socks. It's a free pattern on Ravelry by Kate Atherley. And I think someone on Instagram I saw was working on this, and I asked them what the pattern was, because I thought I think I'm going to be making baby socks soon. And they pointed me towards this one, so thank you. I can't remember who it was that was making them, but you'll probably know who you are, so thank you for that suggestion. Yeah, so I'm really enjoying it. I've only worked on it maybe half an hour to an hour this morning, so you just have to, it's a big ribbed leg, and I think in the pattern it shows it then folded down, which I think looks really cute. And then I'm just now on the heel flap. I think I'm about to do the heel turn. So this is the quickest sock so far. It's the quickest sock I've ever knit, and I really, really like it. So the yarn I'm using is just a little mini skein from Nora George, and I think if I show you the ball, this is the little ball I wound up by hand, and I think because it came in a set of 5 that I got. I think this one is called, what was it? Because there were names of 5 different ones, and I was hoping I've got them right, sort of lined up with the right names. And I think this one's called We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together, which is a Taylor Swift reference, I think. I think that's one of her songs. But yeah, I just thought the colours in it looked like baby colours. Got these sort of like mint greens. There's a lot of the mint green, and then this really sweet lavender colour, sort of like a mauvey, sort of pale lavender, and then this yellow. Yeah, that's fairly good colour representation. So yeah, I'm just working on those. They should probably be done today, if I carry on working on them. So yeah, I'm only on the first one, but it's so tiny and cute. It does stretch a lot, so I'm hoping that will be newborn foot sized, but I don't know how big baby's feet are. It probably varies, but I'm not too sure. So yeah, I thought that colour sort of went quite well with the hat as well, because they don't know what they're having. So I thought, because this is kind of probably more of a boys colour hat, but I think it could be for girls or boys. But this has got a little bit of pink in it, so I thought that sort of lightens it up a bit more, just in case it's a girl. But I think that would also be okay for a boy. I'm not sure. I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it. So yeah, those are all of the works in progress. I do have one acquisition to show you, which is where I went a bit mad and ordered a sweaters quantity from Primrose Yarn Co. Over in the US, and there was someone on Instagram who I'd seen. I think a lot of people have been making the Portage cardigan. I can't remember who the pattern's by, but I'll write it on the bottom of the screen, and I'll include a picture, probably here, hopefully. And it looks like it's like a really squishy, cozy DK weight cardigan with like a texture on the back, and I think it's got like a bit of a like cozy neck and button band sort of thing. I think it's an open cardigan, so you don't have to have buttons or anything like that. But I've seen quite a few people making it using Primrose Yarn Company yarn, and especially in the bramble colourway. And I've seen this one person making it. Again, like they keep posting on Instagram their progress on the cardigan, and every time I'm in love with that colourway, with the texture. It's like a perfect combination. So I decided to order a sweater's quantity because they had free shipping as well to the UK. Free shipping. How can you not? Just how are you supposed to resist that? So I ordered, I think it was 8 skeins that I needed, which is like, this is probably the most I've ever spent on yarn. But I decided it would be good to cast on as my birthday cast on this year. So my birthday is later on this month, so I thought if I've got the yarn here, I can cast on my birthday, and that'll be really, really fun and exciting. So yeah, this is the colourway I got. It's the bramble colourway. I'm not sure it's showing up. It's showing up a bit darker on the screen. Maybe if I try and show you one. This is a good one. Just on its own. I think that's pretty accurate. Yeah, so it's got these sort of deep, rich browns, and that's like it's more of an orangey, like a burnt orange colour, with these rusty bits as well. Just gorgeous. And the grey, it's just so beautiful. I just love it, and I can't wait to cast it on. Those colours are just gorgeous. So there are some like greeny sections as well. So, but I've seen when it's knit up, because I wouldn't have a clue how this yarn knits up just from looking at the skein, but from what I've seen other people posting on Instagram, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So I can't wait. I'm struggling at the moment to resist casting this on, but I feel like I need to wait till my birthday because that was my plan. And I've got other things to be knitting on. I need to finish the Zweig sweater first, really, before I cast on another big project. And then I've got other things I need to finish, like the baby socks. And I've still got that cobalt tone hat that I'm working on. Well, I haven't been working on it, but I should be, because I really wish I'd finished that by now, because the snow outside, it is so cold. I really need that hat, so I really should be finishing that too. Although by the time I finish it, it'll then be spring and getting warm again. So I don't know. I think you just have to knit what makes you happy. But I'm trying to resist casting this on for now, because then it's something to look forward to. Hopefully I won't have a moment of weakness, but we'll see. I'm going to try my best. So, oh yeah, I forgot to say which base I bought this on. And yeah, here's the label. Primrose Yarn Company. And it's the Jasper DK base, which is 3-ply DK weight. I'm obviously just thinking about pie. It's 100% superwash merino. You get 100 grams, and it's 247 yards. So I think the skeins that I got, some of them are quite varied in the amounts of different colours they have in them. So when I do cast on, I will be alternating skeins, which I've never done before. So that's a big thing for me, actually bothering to alternate skeins. Maybe I'll do a proper swatch as well, but probably not. I feel like I'm wasting yarn if I do a swatch to then just have that sat there when I could be using that in the project. I think I should have enough with the amount of yarn I've bought to do a proper swatch. Yeah, just look at how gorgeous that is. It's so squishy and soft. It's gorgeous. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to show you now. I was hoping to have some, hopefully I'll have put in some footage of Jonah running around in the snow, maybe at the start of the episode, because he's absolutely loving it. He's just charging around and playing, and I mean, that's one good thing about the snow, that you can go out and just play in the snow and it's really fun and get all wrapped up in your woolies, and then it's not as cold. So yeah, really enjoying that. And yeah, I think I'm gonna go out and walk him now, get rid of all his energy, although he has now fallen asleep under my chair. So as soon as I get up, he's gonna wake up. I hope he hasn't disrupted this episode too much. So sorry if he has. He says sorry too. Anyway, it was really, really nice to chat to you all again. I can't believe this is now the 7th episode. I feel like, where has the time gone? Where has this all gone? But I feel like I'm on quite I've sort of got momentum with podcasting now, and I'm really enjoying updating you all every so often, and I feel like I don't want to leave it too long before I then do another episode, because I sort of feel like I'm in the swing of things. So I know some of it is a bit repetitive with some of my projects that keep coming back week after week, but I don't seem to mind it when I watch other people's podcasts, so hopefully you don't mind if I've not made as much progress as I would have hoped. But yeah, we'll see what the next episode brings. So yeah, just a reminder, the Galactic Rainbow Shawl is going to be live on Ravelry and in the kits for Leon Alexander Yarns on the 8th of March, which is next Thursday. So yeah, I hope you all like the pattern and feel like you might want to have a go. I think it's quite a good like first go at brioche. Like, I think it would be a good first project for someone learning brioche, other than just like straight brioche, because it does have a couple of increases and decreases in, but it's not one of those really intricate patterns that look like leaves and things. So I think it would be a good first project. But yeah, so yeah, hope you all enjoy it. Hope you all have a good week or so, probably close to 2 weeks till I podcast again. So